Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. No need to check your damn clock. If you see me here live, you know it's 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and who cares about Central and Mountain? What up? Shout out to everybody in the comment section already. Shout out to everybody who is watching this video. Shout out to everybody who maybe has me on in the background. Whatever, however, thank you. Kai Johnson, I saw that from the UK. All I'll say on that matter is somebody was messing with my shit, so I had to fix it. Big things going on. You see, or you saw, the title, Ciao Cheney. And I know you thought the thumbnail was an actual picture of her, and it does look dead on. Like split screen, Cheney, and a rhinoceros, and you're like, they're both Cheney? I get it. But actually, I chose that picture because she is a rhino. Republican in name only. She voted to impeach Trump, and she is one of the main players in the January 6th horseshit charade reality show. But despite how she feels about herself, her constituents in Wyoming said, no, thank you. You can retire and go hang out with your sorry-ass dad, who was a garbage vice president. So she'll have more time with the family. When she did her concession speech, she said, oh, my kids, four of my 5 kids are here, little so-and-so and blah, 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 blah. Well, good thing for you, Liz. You're going to have more time to hang out with them and watch them grow. Because you will no longer be you will no longer be employed by the U.S. government. Now, she's saying that she wants to run for president. All right, do it. If you think the rest of the country is going to have a better opinion of you than the people who are from your home state, go for it. I hope you do, Liz. Throw your name in the ring, please. I would love to see you get destroyed on a national level. That'd be great. It'd be a nice cherry on top. Because, you know, when it starts, when the presidential campaign starts, there's a whole bunch of them. I remember in the 2020 election, it was like a clown car of Democrats. There was a ton of them. But they all fall off one by one, and that's fun to watch. Anything bad that happens to the left is fun to watch. Okay, sometimes I take the high road, but mostly I take the low road. I like to gloat and make fun of them because they're destroying our country. So we'll talk about loser Liz. She got stomped out too. She got stomped the fuck out. It wasn't close. It really wasn't. Also, Biden is pervertus. Our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this isn't the mall. The Love Shack is a little old place where we can get together. Love Shack, baby. Are there babies in here? I don't smell any. That guy, Mr. Mushmouth himself. He signed something. They call it the Inflation Reduction Act. I call it the bend over and hope that I spit on it first before I fuck you act, because that's what they're doing. They call it, how do you call it the Inflation Reduction Act, but then there's stuff about climate change and healthcare? Inflation, healthcare, climate change. How do you make those things make sense? How do you weave those together? Doesn't matter. They're doing it. We're going to have a little party. We're going to celebrate Chicago, aka America's shooting range. They hit a milestone. They're over 400 homicides for the year. Yay! Chicago, Chicago, Chicago. They're doing their thing. They're doing Chicago's. That's why I put it in the description. Chicago is going to Chicago, and they are. But you're going to be surprised to know whose fault it is. You know they're placing blame. You'll chuckle when you know who they're blaming it on. And the government, they are starting to crack down on the people who frauded them out of sweet and sour sniffles money. You remember all the money that was flying around? I think it was somewhere around $5 trillion that they gave out in sweet and sour sniffles relief. Well, now the government's looking to say, hey, what'd you spend that on? You guys were engaging in fraud. I'll tell you how I feel about that shit. And this sentence here, the next sentence that I'm about to say, I want you to take off your 2022 glasses, okay? And I want you to put on, say, some 2010 glasses. I need you to look at this next sentence through the lens of 2010 before shit got crazy, okay? Listen to this sentence. You got your 2010 goggles on, glasses? Okay, here we go. Man rejected from sorority. Well, yeah, because a sorority is for women. So why would a man not get rejected from a sorority? Well, take those off. All right, put your 2022s back on. Because now we live in a time where why wouldn't a man get rejected from a sorority? A sorority only means one thing. It's not one of these words that have different meanings. Sorority means one thing for one group of people. We'll talk about that. And there was a time where we wouldn't need to talk about that. There was a time when a man wouldn't even try that because it's a sorority. Sorority means girls. Fraternity means boys. We'll get into that bullshit. So much going on. MyGreenGear.com, JerichoGreen.net. Shout out to Sean and Gabe. I'm going to be on Gabe's YouTube channel today, Gabe Eltaeb, Eltaeb. I'm going to be on his channel today on Double Impact. Remember I told you about that, where we talk about 80s and 90s action movies? Well, tonight, it's going to be Out for Justice, Steven Seagal. If you are a Steven Seagal fan, then you realize in his ponytail trajectory, above the law, it wasn't even a ponytail yet. It was just getting long back here. It was a little thin in the top, but it was getting long back here. Okay? So you had Out for Justice, then you had Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill? Now it's turning into a ponytail. Now it's got some length. And it's a little thicker right here. It's getting a little thicker. Then you get into Marked for Death, where he's fighting the Jamaicans. You want some blow? Here's one of the best lines from that movie. There's these Jamaican drug dealers, right? And he pulls up to one of them, and the Jamaican guy says, "Hey man, you want some blow?" And he pulls his gun out and says, show me your hands or I'll blow your head off. So, Marked for Death, 1991, that ponytail was banging. It was the full-fledged ponytail. Then you get into Out for Justice. That's when that ponytail is at its height. It's zenith. You haven't seen a ponytail in this good a condition until Out for Justice, Steven Seagal, 1991. Then his fifth movie, Under Siege, that's when the ponytail starts to take a dive. But we're not concentrating on that. Today, Out for Justice, Steven Seagal, William Forsythe, 1991. We'll be talking about that shit today. And if you happen to miss it, don't worry. I will post it on my YouTube page under Community. Community. Okay? So you check that shit out there. Now, you know how we do. We have a segment called Good Gun. Here we go. Here we go. But before that, there we go. Before that. I think I saw some super chats up in this bitch, didn't I? Didn't I? So we'll knock those out, get those super chats taken care of, and then we're going to talk about some damn good gun. And today, good gun is about the kids, guys. You know we love the kids. The children are our future. Mallory Faust, thank you. Maybe Cheney will have some time to go on a hunting trip with her pop. Hey, Mallory, don't say that. You know he's a bad shot. Remember when Dick almost shot someone's face off? I do remember that. They were hunting, and I guess he mistook the side of his friend's face for a duck or whatever they were hunting, and he did remove some epidermis. He did do that. But that's not nice, Mallory, to suggest that she go on a trip and possibly get that cheese grater look on her face from those buck shots. Very polite of you, Mallory, if you want me to be honest. Mallory Faust, again, thank you. Liz is the next Abe Lincoln. Oh, shit. Yeah, Mallory, you swinging for the damn fences today. Next Lincoln. Does she have a meeting scheduled at the Ford Theater? Damn. Alien testosterone. How dare you, JG? Man Bear Pig needs that paper. Are you talking about Al Gore? What a piece of shit. He was more believable as Man Bear Pig, really. I'd rather have that Al Gore than the real one. Fucking crook. The planet is going to end in the next 8 to 10 years if y'all don't start being concerned with climate change, because I'm Al Gore. Fuck you. Fuck you and your boss. He's giving China the world. Well, he's supposed to be working. He's nutting on dresses and handing everything over to China. Fuck him too. Fuck you, Al Gore. Chump. Who still listens to that fool? Like just the climate change, global warming, depending on what decade you want to talk about. Just their bullshit alone, the world should have ended 3 or 4 times by now. They're wrong all the time. Excuse me. All right, a little dusty in here. Oh, where was that? Yeah, Al Gore's a piece of shit. Steel City, thank you. Says Jericho, love your channel. Just subscribe. Keep speaking the truth. Steel City, out. Thank you. Brian King B. Falcon, what up, man? He says they've been lying since the man on the moon. I saw something recently about that where they're reinvestigating, reopening, or whatever, talking about was the moon landing real? Duke Khan says nose candy break. No, those days are far behind me, sir. I'm just blowing my nose. We'll put nothing in it. No booger sugar today. No, thank you, sir. Let's see here, we got one more. One more. Then we'll do good gun. Ranson Shan, thank you. American politicians have taught me you need no skill or will be in danger of getting fired as a career senator. Yeah, they fail up, man. The only way to get drummed out of politics, aside from, something getting voted out, the only way to lose your job is to do the right thing. Because that's the way to have DC turn on you. If you do the work of your constituents and you are their mouthpiece as you're supposed to be, that will make DC turn on you for sure. But 9 times out of 10, nah, man, you be horrible and you'll be successful. Nowhere you couldn't do that shit in the private sector. Don't get it twisted. You're not you're not gonna you're not gonna pull that shit in the private sector. Could you imagine? So you got politicians in there, the Pelosi's and the Waters and the Bidens, Schumers, all of them. You got motherfuckers in there for decades. They have been in politics since before cell phones. All right? They've been in politics for a long time. And they've done nothing. Some of them you can't even name anything they authored, a bill they passed, how they've improved their district. It's terrible. So could you imagine at your job in the private sector, whatever you do, even if you run your own business, if you have a project, your boss, your client gives you a project and they say, you got 10 years to complete this project. Here's how I want it to look. You have a decade to do it. 10 years. And on that 10th, on the day of that, the 10 years, it has been 10 years. You're going to walk into the conference room with your project, whatever it is. You're ready. You've had an entire decade to do this one project. And instead of coming in there with PowerPoints and visual aids, audio, 10 years, it's got to be a home run. You've had 10 fucking years to do this. 10 years. And that's lowballing it. These fuckers been in there for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We'll just say 10. I'm trying to be nice. And instead of coming in there on point, shit ready, looking good, sounding good, even you look good. You're dressed for the occasion. You've been waiting 10 years for this. If you had a kid at the beginning of this project, that thing is in 5th grade now. It's a little person. It's a little tiny adult almost. 10 years, here we go. Here you come into the boardroom. And instead of having your shit together, your project, everything ready, you had a good night's sleep, you're on a full stomach, had a cup of coffee, you took a good shit, you're ready to go. Instead of that, here you come in, rolled up papers falling, dropping pins, your laptop's falling out of your bag, you're still in your pajamas, hair's all fucked up. That's how you come in here after 10 years? That's what they do. You put them in office, your town, your city, your district is worse. It's horrible. They've done nothing except get rich. After that's done, after the client's gone, the room is clear, it's you and your boss. What do you think your boss is going to say to you? Well, good job, Johnson, and give you a handshake? Or when they shake your hand, are they going to hand you a pink slip and say, get the fuck out of here? You wasted my time. You wasted my money. I trusted you to do that one project, and you couldn't even do it. In the private sector, how does that play out? You're gone. You are fired immediately. Not in politics. In D.C., like, that was amazing. You had 10 years and you still fucked it up? I think somebody needs a corner office. I'm just telling you how I see that shit, people. That's all. I'm just telling you the truth with an F, so you know I'm not lying to you. That's the truth. Let's check this shit out. Where's my good gun? Damn it, I have my story ready to go. Does anybody else's phone do that? You know, when you hit the button and it brings up all the pages you were on. The page I was on is gone. How does that happen? Somebody smarter than me, explain it, please. Okay. Here we go. All right. All right. Like I said, it's all about the kids today. All right. So how are the kids going to play into good gun? This says, kid shoots burglar with dad's AR-15. Uh-oh. Not that big, black, scary AR-15. Oh, man. I bet that thing jumped up in the air, turned around, and shot that kid, didn't it? Isn't that what guns do? Because guns are the problem, not the people. The gun, careful, guys. You guys have a gun, it's going to break out of its safe and come and shoot you while you're asleep. That's what guns do. Not only did this brave 15-year-old defend his home against 2 burglars, but also his 12-year-old sister was in the house with him. What? He grabbed his father's AR-15 and shot one of the burglars multiple times. They got away, but had to go right to the hospital where the minor was arrested, and the adult who was shot was flown to a different hospital. Minor, what is it? They're taking that bring your kid to work day a little too seriously. That's when they say bring your child to work day, that is not what they mean. They mean if you work like at a regular job or something, like a 9 to 5 or something like that, a regular job, a legal job is what they mean. Not bring your kid to work day if you're a fucking thief. That's not what they mean, guys. All you criminals out there, any criminals out there listening, don't take your kids to work. That's not what they meant. That was a short article right there. That was it. But it came along with the video, you know, where they got the scene all taped off and shit like that. But he had his 12-year-old sister, man. What was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? Cower? Be scared? No, he didn't have to be scared because he had the ultimate equalizer. I don't care how small you are. If you can pull a trigger, you just equalize the game. Matter of fact, you're in control. You're dominating the game. I don't give a damn how big that person is. You got a gun? Well, guess what? We're on an even playing field now. And not only did he grab the AR-15, that means he knew how to use it. That means his father took the time to show him, son, this is how you use this. There are some bad people in the world, and they might come and try to do something to you. So I need you to have the wherewithal and the knowledge to use this gun to save yourself. And not only yourself, but your little sister. I bet his parents were double happy. Not only did he not get hurt, his little sister was fine too. And how in the fuck? What are these criminals eating? You need to find this guy and find out what he's eating, because he took multiple rounds from an AR-15 and made it to the hospital. These damn criminals are getting tough. You took multiple AR-15 rounds? It didn't say where he shot him. Maybe it was in the legs or something, or in the arm. Obviously, you didn't get him in the center, in the torso anywhere, because I would have fucked him up. AR-15s, especially from close range, they'll do some damage for sure. Long range, maybe not so much. But certainly in the confines of a house, yeah, that AR-15 is going to fuck you up. So I don't know if homeboy was running a corner and he caught him in the shoulder or something, but that kid wasn't playing. He's lucky his stupid ass is alive. With a minor, with his son. Jeez. My goodness, people. Thank God that good people have guns and do good things with them. Can you imagine if they had it their way? If the empty suits had it their way and we gave them all up, we did our best impersonation of Australia and gave all our guns up, and they were the only ones with them? Then the only two groups of people who would have guns are the government and the criminals. So if the criminals would have came to his house and fucked him up, how long would it take for the authorities to show up? And then when they did show up, would the bad guys still be there? No, they'd probably be gone. And the police would show up and say, well, we'll look for him. We're on the case. We're investigating it, which is fine. But what's that going to do for you? Nothing. Matter of fact, if the burglars and the criminals have it their way, you won't say anything to the cops. You can't say shit from under a white sheet. You'd be dead. That boy and his sister would have been dead. Well, we're looking for him. No, instead, they got shot the fuck up. Good. Come up in somebody's damn house. What kind of shit is that? That's your refuge, man. That's it. Where else are you supposed to go? I got nowhere else to go. The fuck else are you supposed to go? Run out the back door in your backyard? No, it's my house. I'm defending it. You come up in here, I don't know you. We're going to have to do something about that. I'm going to have to make your lead content levels go really high, through the roof. Crazy bastards. All right, cool. Here we go. Let's knock out some more super dupers and get to our to-do list, huh? Because we got some good ones, and we get to party a little bit. Who doesn't like a party? Rance and Shan, again, thank you. Said in the private sector, as much as I despite most companies and corporations today, had to have been built up as a startup company at some point. Yeah, it's true. You know the stories of the Bill Gates with his sorry weird ass, his fake meat pushing ass. Him, Bezos, they started from their garages. They started from nothing. The biggest corporation, the Walmarts, that was at the Walton family in Arkansas. That was a little mom and pop. I knew a guy from there. He showed me a picture of the first Walmart. It was like a little convenience store. Now, shit, they're super Walmarts. I think I read somewhere one time there's a Walmart in China or something with 150 cash registers. Huge. They didn't all start out that way. Nothing starts that big. Nothing starts that big. Even an elephant starts as a little swimming sperm like that. Yeah, they all started small. What they turned into is something else. Chris English, what up? Long time no hear from. Thanks for the twomp. So stay strong, big dog. As always, love all your content. Still love your videos on the road the best. I just posted one yesterday. I still do them. Don't give up on me, Chris. I still do them. I do. I did. Every other day. Oh, there we go. Alicia, thank you. Stay strong, Jericho. I hope your business is doing great. My business is doing good, thanks to you guys. What did Major Payne say? Killing is my business, ladies, and business is good. It is. Thank you very much. Could always get better. That's what I'm striving for every day. But thanks for asking, Alicia. Max Bang, what up? Thanks for the Hamilton. Why is our government full of people who have been retired by most corporations? It makes zero sense. Well, it makes zero sense to us, but if those corporations that they work for will somehow get something out of it down the road, then it makes sense for them to put them in government. You know, like all those guys who used to work for Pfizer and Myrna and all that shit, they're now in the government. They're the people who used to work for Pfizer are now in charge of the government agency that decides what vaccines we use. So in that sense, it does make sense. They're playing the long game. We put them in there now, 10, 15 years down the road, we're about to make billions. T. Jacks to the max. Thank you for the Hamilton. Since when does a Republican primary candidate get so much airtime the next day after a humiliating loss, a.k.a. ass kicking? Love your content, bro. Hashtag get the likes up. Thank you. Like and sub and like. You want to be crazy? Sub and like. Can you do that? Can you handle that? Yeah, because she's one of their girls. She's working for the other side. And since they run the mainstream mediocres, of course you're going to hear about that. We should hear nothing about her. She got her ass whipped in the primaries. That means you suck. You couldn't even make it to the main stage. That's like getting too drunk and passing out in your car during the pregame in the parking lot. You got your team gear on, your face painted, and you're fucked up in your front seat already, and the game hasn't even started. That's not to be celebrated. Well, there was a time when that wasn't celebrated. But you're right, TJ to the max. She got her shit. She got the shit kicked out of her. You ever see somebody get kicked so hard that they shit their pants? That's what happened to her. Slayer Mill, thanks for the Twompski. Do you think the military will bounce back to its former glory or die by the sword of wokeism? Having served in a department of the Navy, as you often refer to as Marines, well, it's true. I'm curious what you think. Love the content, man. Thank you very much, Slayer Mill. Thank you for your service. You jarhead. I think that the military has to bounce back. I think that the military can't die by that sword of wokeism. We can't afford it. Could you imagine if our military just kind of went away and fell by the wayside? If we no longer had those sentries out there to keep the wolves back, what would happen to us? We can't let our military do that. And I hope that we get somebody in office after this fucking old guy, after this senile old turd, after we put him out the pasture. I hope that we get a Republican in there who's strong on the military. And I don't necessarily mean the budget, because our military budget is good. All right. We got plenty of money for the military. I don't have a problem with a strong military. I enjoy the fruits of a strong military's labor. But what they need to do is strengthen our military to its core, meaning stop the Pride Month support. That's not what you're there for. If the individual soldiers and airmen and sailors and Marines on their personal accounts, you want to celebrate that shit, you go right ahead. That's your right as an individual to do whatever you want on your private time. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have to see that. The rest of the world doesn't have to see that. What I have a problem with is the Air Force posting a picture of an airman saluting and her hand is in rainbow colors. What I have a problem with is the United States, the Marines, putting rainbow bullets on their Twitter page. What I have a problem with is the world's finest Navy, my Navy, having diversity and inclusion training for the Ku Klux Klans because it shows respect and support. That's what I have a problem with. I have a problem with maternity flight suits. I don't want no woman waddling up to an F-18 about to pull some G's and hurt that baby. Because your main focus should be the baby, not the airplane or your mission. That's what I have a problem with. I have a problem with the Army putting out a recruitment cartoon. And the star of the cartoon is a woman. You're pretending that women make up the bulk of the military, and they don't. And she's some little activist, and hey, she had two moms. And both of their faces were always shiny. What? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? So, whoever comes in next, they need to restore that kind of strength to our military. And as long as they do that, we'll be fine. But I sure hope they don't. We need our military. There are other countries that need our military. They can't die by that woke sword. They better not. If our military takes a shit, we got to go. We got to get the fuck out of here. Because I don't want to live in a country with no weak-ass military. No, thank you. So, Ciao Cheney, you rhinoceros. Boy, she got her ass whooped, didn't she? She got her ass whooped. And I think another reason, one of the reasons why she's getting so much press, why her ass whooping is getting so much press, is because of her seat on the January 6th committee, because they're still beating the fuck out of that dead horse. They haven't made glue out of it yet. So she's still in the limelight, so to speak. And like I said earlier, the mainstream mediocres are up their ass. They're all working together. They're all in cahoots. Academia, entertainment, and government, the media, they're all together. So, of course, they're going to prop her up. She's a Republican. She's the R word. That R word is worse than racist. A Republican? And you see how they're all just munching on her withered clam? Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney. Why would they be doing that? She's a Republican. She's the enemy. Maybe she's not. She's a damn rhino. That's why. She has an R by her name, but she don't act like it. She wanted to impeach Trump on some bullshit. Nobody should have been for that, especially a Republican, because there was nothing there. A phone call, January 6th, which we still can't see all the footage for. It's been more than a year and a half, and you don't have all the video footage yet? Lie after lie. Trump is grabbing 2 Secret Service agents in the vehicle, one by their clavicle. Uh-huh. But that's how she's staying relevant. That's how she's staying in the limelight, and that's why they're all sucking her off in the media today. Because why would you talk about the loser? Why aren't you talking about the winner? Who cares about the loser? Nobody remembers the loser. Unless they're a bunch of losers. And this is from CNN.com, so it's that much sweeter. How Liz Cheney lost Wyoming's lone seat in the House. That's it. 1 seat. You fucked it up, Liz. Former Representative Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney supporters say her re-election hopes were doomed on January 13th, 2021. When a week after the insurrection, remember this is CNN.com, at the Capitol, she and 9 other House Republicans voted to impeach former President Donald Trump. That was your death knell. Your first strike was you trying to impeach Trump the first time on that collusion bullshit, that Russian nonsense. And then strike 2 and 3 came when you jumped on this January 6th shit committee. Everything since that day, Cheney's role on the House Select Committee investigating the insurrection, her ads featuring her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney, eviscerating Trump, her speeches attempting to steer the GOP away from Trump's influence only served Harriet Hageman's victory in Wyoming's primary for its lone House seat on Tuesday. Why aren't we talking about Hageman, Miss Hageman, or Mrs. Hageman? Why are we talking about her? She was the winner. You guys remember, let's go back, way back. Remember when we celebrated winners in this country? Remember when all the rappers were on Trump's nuts because they wanted to be like him because he was a winner, Black Donald Trump? You heard that all the time. Remember we were all about winners? Remember if you didn't win, it was just, hey, better luck next time. Try to fix A, B, and C, and you'll be the winner. Remember when everybody didn't get a damn trophy? We should be talking about the winners, not the fucking losers, because they lost. They did something wrong. Your people didn't want you. You lost. Good day, sir. Good day, Liz. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. Fucking clown. And that's your problem. You're not focusing on the people of Wyoming. You're not focusing on your constituents. You're worried about Trump. You can't get those billionaire pubes out of your teeth. You can't. That's your problem. The people in your state aren't worried about no damn Trump. They're worried about illegals, inflation, gas prices. That's what they're worried about. They're worried about losing their country to a bunch of weird, touchy-feely freaks. That's what they're worried about, not Trump. But you're steady tossing and turning. Trump, no, Trump, leave us alone. Trump, no, Mr. Trump, please. That's all you think about. It's in your dreams. That's your problem. That's why you got kicked the fuck out. That's why the people of Wyoming took the instep of their foot, kicked you in your ass, and said, "Get out of here, you idiot." Stop worrying about Trump. Start worrying about your people. If you have your people's back, they'll have yours. Fucking idiots. But you don't have their back. They feel like they're alone. They feel like they sent you to Washington to do something and you did them dirty. You let them down. Now, people of Wyoming, when you see her in the unemployment line, be nice. Don't be pleb, okay? Be the bigger person. Don't be pleb. When you see her, hey, don't mess with her. Just let her do her thing. She's trying to get a job. They talk about all these jobs they're creating every month. Liz is going to need to get one of them. So be nice to her, Wyomingians. Don't be playing when you see her in line. If you see her out there holding a cardboard sign, don't run by and kick it over and say, ha ha. Don't do that. Be the bigger person, Wyomingians. Maybe toss a quarter in there. But here you go. Ping. If you see Liz Cheney at Yellowstone handing out pamphlets, don't knock them out of her hands and say, ha ha, as she tries to pick them up before the wind blows them away. Damn it, Wyomingians. Be nice. Bryant Lawson, thank you. He says, Florida is where woke goes to die. DeSantis. That's another one. That's another one who's going to be a heavy hitter come 2024. That's another one. Who's he going to run against? Who's he going to run with? Hasn't even said he wants to run. Is it us wanting him to run more than he wants to run? I don't know. But I think it was Ben Shapiro who said, the person who needs to run for president is the person who doesn't want to run for president. How about that? That's right. Because other than Trump, the ones who wanted to be president wanted it for nefarious means, wanted it to push some agenda or make their pockets fatter. And like I said, her dad was a garbage-ass piece of shit vice president too. You were a globalist turd just like Bush. Just like your boss. Fucking chumps. Well, this is what it's going to take. None your business. He said he's not going to run. All right, well, if he doesn't and we get Trump, maybe he can run in 2028. I wouldn't be mad at that. We'll see. There's a bit of time between now and 2024. But this is what needs to happen. This is the only thing that they understand. Now, of course, she's talking tough. Oh, we're not gonna stop, and it's not over. And Trump, we're gonna get him again. After you got your ass whooped from focusing on Trump too much, you still couldn't get Trump out of your mind. TDS. Here's patient zero. Even after you got your ass whooped for focusing on Trump too much, you're still focused on Trump. She can say all she wants to out in public. She can talk as tough as she wants. I guarantee you, behind closed doors, here's my impression of Liz Cheney once she finally got home last night after getting the apps. Hagman stomped a mud hole in her ass and then walked it dry. Here's my impression of Liz Cheney when she finally got home and closed her front door behind her. Ooh, here we go. Oh, get in character. Rhino, sorry piece of shit, just like my daddy. Ooh. Remember that? Remember, that's an ass whooping cry. When you got your ass whooped, this is how you cried. That's Liz Cheney. And scene. That was her last night. She is crying like a child just got the ass whooping of their life when she got home last night. Talk tough in public if you want, Liz. You know you were crying like a bitch when you got home. When you brought him in here and they booked you, you was crying like a pussy. Yeah. What movie is that from, damn it? Nick Severance. You know you cool with a name like Nick Severance. Sound like a special agent. Jericho, man, I've been a long time listener. Well, thank you for that. I was probably one of your first 500 subs. Damn. I never reached out because you usually did just a video a day, and I love them, man. Trump, DeSantis 2024, or DeSantis 28. First of all, Nick, you talking about first 500 subs? That's going back to July, August-ish of 2018. Thank you very much. To all my long times, the diehards who have been with me since the beginning, I thank you. Those who joined me kind of long ago, I thank you. Those who are brand new, I thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad I started doing lives to give me a chance to connect. And I thank you again for the Hamilton. Nick Severance. And yes, Trading Places. That's right. The scene where Billy Ray Valentine gets booked into jail after he gets set up for stealing from Winthorpe. Winthorpe! Hey, Winthorpe! But anyway, yeah, and that's a Christmas movie to me, by the way. Yeah, they brought him in jail, and then these two big old black dudes were in there, and they're about to whoop his ass, and he kept talking tough and shit like he was going to kick their ass. He's like, man, when they brought you in here and booked you, you was crying like a pussy. Yeah. I was crying because they threw tear gas in my eyes. See, a karate man, he bruised on the inside, but you wouldn't know nothing about that because you're a big Barry White looking motherfucker. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. Roy Lee Painter. Thank you, sir. I can't drink coffee when you're on. Simplify. Well, Roy, I told you I would buy you a cup of coffee, but I can't keep sending you coffee, Roy. You're going to have to learn. Don't drink coffee when I'm on. Sorry, Roy. I didn't mean to yell like that. Forgive me. Username. Username says, you missed a chat, Jericho. All right, let's see. Mr. Username or Miss Username. I don't want to misgender. This is a safe space, blah, blah, blah. Wouldn't you like to go back to the day before you heard the term safe space? No bullshit. I had never heard safe space until recently. Honestly. I've never heard the term safe space or the word safe space since they brought this bullshit up. Westfield 90, thank you. 8 out of 10 impeaches, gone. By any standards, that is very impressive. The more he succeeds, the more crazy they will get. We all need to back him. That's right, because he had our back. Now, the more he succeeds, the more crazy they will get. They were doing this shit when he was president. Trump was walking on a narrow bridge over piranha-infested waters. And any little tiny morsel that he dropped in that water, they went fucking crazy. Trump said, what? That never happened. Oops, he fooled you. Now you're talking about something you never talked about before. He was 2-3 steps ahead of him. But every little thing, he hasn't been in office in almost 2 years, and they're still talking about him. They have a January 6th committee about him, and he's not even there anymore. How sad does that make them? How pathetic do they look that you couldn't wrap this shit up by the time the old fucker got into office? You still doing this halfway through his presidency? You guys suck. And if you're spending all this time and effort on the January 6th committee, then what are you not spending time and effort on? What things are not being paid attention because you're worried about this fake bullshit? I wonder. I'm sure it's a long list. I don't know if they'll ever stop talking about Trump. Like, until these people actually die and leave the earth, I don't see them ever not talking about Trump. They can't. That's all they got. That's all they got is Trump. They can't talk about the current one. He's too fucked up. Talking about him will shine a light on their discrepancies, on all the shit they got wrong. Alberto Rodriguez. Love your videos, Uncle Jericho. Thank you very much, Alberto. Ranson Shan. As an aspiring thief, I am appalled at these good gun stores. I have petitioned my local Democrat senators to rein in these law-abiding citizens. Good luck, man. But I bet you one thing, Ranson Shan, as soon as they get rid of that pesky Constitution, you know they will. The first people they're going to crack down on are good law-abiding citizens just trying to protect themselves. We will be number one on their hit list. But that piece of paper, they just can't get rid of it. Andrea Viola, thank you. Dear Liz, we wish you well on your future endeavors. Sincerely, the American people. Hashtag get out, bitch. Later, bitch. Liz, get your ass out of here. Grab that empty box, fill it up with your shit, and get out. And somebody kick her square in her ass as she goes out the door. And I hope she stumbles. I hope she doesn't quite fall. I hope she catches herself, but she stumbles. Fuck out of here. Westfield 90, thanks for the super sticker. For the super sticker. Get out of here. Grab her by the scruff of her neck like a mama cat and throw her outside. Get out of here. We don't want you anymore. You see that video that Eric, I think it was Eric Trump. That song, na 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 na. That one, played that shit, and Trump was dancing. Later, later, fucker. Somebody give me a plane ticket to DC so I can go up to Liz Cheney and say, "Hey, later, fucker." Hey, get out of here, fucker. You rhino piece of shit. Bye. Bye. Go bye, Liz. You motherfucker. Reminds me of this Mexican dude I used to work with at McDonald's when I was a teenager. His name was Adamar. And he a little short, little Oaxaca dude, one of the little dark-skinned Mexicans. And he was the janitor. He cleaned everything, the floors and wipe off the countertops and shit. The one thing that would piss Adamar off the most is people walking on his wet floor. And of course, it would have customers doing it all day. That would piss him off. But what really pissed him off is after we closed, because then it's just employees and we're supposed to know better. So when he would mop the floor, somebody would always walk through his wet floor. And Adamar would say the same thing. Adamar would say the same thing every time. Hey, man, what the fuck? Not what the fuck. What the fuck? Hey, man, what the fuck? You walk on my floor, you motherfucker. Ah, come on, Adamar. And this one manager will call him Mexi. Hey, come on, Mexi. Ah, what the fuck, man? My floor, you motherfucker. So I say to you, Liz Cheney, hey, what the fuck? Get out, you motherfucker. That's from Adamar. I didn't say that. Adamar said it. What the fuck? Shit used to make me laugh. Not what Adamar, it's what the fuck. Nah, fuck you. What the fuck? Fuck you, man. Marky Mark, no more locked doors. No more locked door. Oh, man. I wish Adamar was here right now. Oh, shit. Don Zucksworth says, Jericho, who was Joe Biden in The Wiz? If you guys don't know who The Wiz is, that's basically the black version of The Wizard of Oz. It was Diana Ross as Dorothy, Michael Jackson as Scarecrow. It's like, what, 1978? Was it Nipsey Russell, who was the Tin Man? I can't remember who the lion was. Yeah, I can't remember who the lion was. But yeah, that was the cast or part of the cast of The Wiz. Who would Biden be in The Wiz? I'm trying to think. There weren't any old characters. Because he's old as fuck. Damn. Who would Biden be in The Wiz? He'd have to play like one of her older relatives in the beginning. Like if there's a grandpa or something in the beginning scene where, you know, the kids are performing for the grown-ups for Christmas and shit before Dorothy loses her dog in the snowstorm, it'd have to be one of her old-ass relatives because nobody else. Well, okay, if it has to be a main character, then it would have to be the Scarecrow because he didn't have a brain. So there you go. And Biden might as well not have one. 3 aneurysms and an embolism, people, happen to one brain. So it's a Scarecrow. Because all he's pulling out of his ear is fucking straw. Katie Marie, Charlie. Hey, Liz. Hey, Liz, get out of here, fucker. You don't work here no more, eh? I fucking voted you out, puta. Utah trucker. I think that's how you spell that. But it wasn't what the fuck. It was guad. Guad the fuck. Guad the fuck, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, Katie Marie said it was Philip Bailey from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay. So they had some heavy hitters. Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Diana Ross, shit. I bet there was so much coke on that scene, on that set. Hey, what the fuck, man? Woo! Hey, fuck you, Liz, you loser. Get out of here, eh? Pendeja. Okay, good. Liz Cheney got the shit kicked out of her. MyGreenGear.com, JerichoGreen.net. You want to go snail mail? Huh? P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. Okay? Fucking puta. Hey, get out of here, puta. I went to school with kids who talk like that, by the way. Puro Castro, eh? I went to school with kids who had nicknames. Brown Boy, Thiefers, fucking Chooch. Valerie Rogers, thank you, miss. I need a safe space for my 3-year-old grandbaby, Valerie. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but there is no safe space from 3-year-olds. They will find you. Oh, Valerie, you thought you could use the bathroom by yourself? Nope, 3-year-old hand under the door. They're relentless. But that's why they make them so cute. So good luck, Valerie. Put on your running shoes. That's all I can say, because a 3-year-old will find you. And if they're not around you and the house is quiet, you already know you got a mess to clean up. When kids are quiet, that's when you worry. So, guys, I'm in the mood to party. I'm in the mood to party, people. Party, people! Remember tag team whoop, there it is. It's a party. And I was looking for those little, the party things you blow that make the noise, but they didn't have them. But I got my party hat. Well, what are we celebrating, Jericho? Is it your birthday? No, it's not my birthday. My birthday's in November. Thank you for asking. But what we're celebrating is a milestone. Aren't you supposed to celebrate milestones? Well, this milestone.
You don't have the right.
Teacher's contract. That's Craig Long. What up, Craig Long? I was on Instagram. I got my speaker hooked up today. Stop. Ugh, Starbucks. You make me sick. Oh, boy. So, Chicago decided that they wanted to pump it up. They wanted to crank it up. They said, look, there's 365 days in a year, but we can do better. We're not here to do the bare minimum. Chicago. Picture it, Sicily, 1922. Picture it. They're standing at a podium. It's a little cold, so you can see their breath. Chicago, there are 365 days in a year. Year. Now we can be like these other mediocre big cities and do a murder a day. Day. I'm talking to you, Baltimore. We can do better, Chicagoans, and we will. I bet you that we can do more than a murder a day. And I have the numbers to prove it. Because today, Chicagoans, we've hit more than 400 homicides for the year. And the best part is that we're only in August. No, I understand. I see what it is. You guys thought that I call Chicago America's shooting range because it sounds funny. That's part of it. But the other part is it's true. Chicago has hit 416 homicides for the year, and damn it, if we're only at the end of summer. Is this what they mean when they say hot girl summer? Because it's hot in Chicago and not because of the sun. That damn lead flying around. People always say when they get shot, it burns. Well, Chicago said, I don't give a shit how many of the days are there in the year. I'm going to do better. Chicago made a pact with itself to do better, and they did. 416 homicides. There's only 365 damn days in a year. What the fuck? Well, check this out. What, you think? You think I'm going to be the only one with a drop of anger blood coming out of here, or here? Wrong. Here we go.
The numbers are alarming. They say it all. Listen to this. Our city has seen an explosion of crime, shootings up more than 50% since 2019, carjackings up 300%, expressway shootings up 400%, and downtown shootings up more than 200%. So what's the problem and what are the solutions? That's the subject of a special Fox 32 town hall Thursday at 9:30 called Save Our Streets. And part of that conversation is with the people at the University of Chicago Crime Lab. This morning, we are joined by Director of Programs, Kim Smith, to talk about these trends.
Hey, Kim.
Kim, good morning to you. Thanks for joining me.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Boy, those numbers seem impossible. This just can't be happening. What's causing this upswing, and how much does the pandemic have to do with this?
That is the question that we've all been asking ourselves for the past 2 years, unfortunately. And I think the pandemic has certainly contributed to a lot of what we're seeing. The population.
There you go, guys. The pandemic. It's the pandemic's fault. Hey, you know what we got to do, Chicago? We need to get to. Do you really want the violence to stop? Do you really want the senseless killing to stop? Okay, Chicago. If you do, here's what you need to do. You need to get together for an umpteenth meeting and town hall about the violence, because town halls are going to do it. If all you had to do is have a town hall, then our country would be perfect. But it takes more than a town hall. And stop calling it a town hall. Like this is down home farm country. We're just some good citizens that need to get together and stomp out the bad shit. You need more than a fucking town hall. You need a mayor who is going to take this shit seriously and lean on the DA to do their fucking job. You need to punish. That's all these savages understand is punishment. They don't understand town halls and RIP t-shirts and little vigils with some teddy bears and melted candles. They don't give a fuck because they're savages. Because they shoot children in the chest and then put cigarettes out on their neck. I'm not playing. Look that shit up. Town hall? Hey, Chicago, I got your town hall right here. And of course, it's not the fault of these rotten bitches who send these killers out into the world, who raise these little killers saturated in estrogen with no father around. This reminds me of something. I'm trying to tell you a story. I remember I was a little kid, and my dad and I were watching something, and it was about a gang. And the little kid, it was like one of those, the little kid joins a gang, but then the main character of the show, pulls him out of the gang and shows him the right way, blah, blah, blah. And so this little kid joins a gang, and he was around my age, which is why I said this to my dad. I told my dad, I said, Dad, what would you do if I joined a gang? You see how I'm kind of smiling and laughing when I say it? I said, Dad, what would you do if I joined a gang? My dad turned around and looked at me and said, boy, I'll break your legs. I was like, oh. Huh? You get that nervous gas? Huh? I was like, Dad, I was just kidding. He's like, oh, I'm not. And there's no, I never even came close to smelling a gang. But I knew my dad was serious. And I knew that, oh, shit, this is what I fear. I fear my dad. I didn't fear the outside world. I didn't fear police. I didn't fear my teachers. I respected them, but I didn't fear them. I feared my dad. You need to have a little healthy fear of your father. I'm not talking every time he makes a quick movement, you get all like that, all PTSD. But you need to have a healthy fear of your parents, especially your father. Because there ain't a gang in the world that could scare me. The only gang I was scared of was the one-man gang known as my dad. My dad's hands were like 60 grit sandpaper. Those are working man hands. My dad didn't fuck around. So I wasn't worried about no gang. Who? I don't give a damn. Red, blue, it didn't matter. I was scared of my dad. I was scared of Mr. Green. That's what I was scared of. That's the color I was scared of. Not red, not blue, green. So don't blame it on the families and the households that create these monsters. They create the void in their life, which they seek to fill with gang membership. Don't blame them. Blame the pandemic, guys. It was the sweet and sour sniffles. What did Jamie Foxx say? Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the COVID. Blame it on the sweet and sour sniffles. It's not your fault. Here, come here. Come here, Chicagoan. You tired? Your back hurts? Let me get that personal responsibility off of you, huh? I feel better? Remember walking home with a heavy backpack and you take that shit off? Oh, that felt good. Come here, Chicagoans. Give me that personal responsibility. You don't need that shit. I'll get that for you. Here, blame it on the COVID. It wasn't you. It wasn't the decades of broken homes and broken neighborhoods and lack of responsibility by your parents. No. It's the COVID, baby. That reminds me of a story real quick. So when I first started working at Trader Joe's, we used to have loss prevention, AKA store security, right? They were the plainclothes guys that would watch for people stealing shit. And one time, or one of the problems we would have are people stealing the shopping carts. So if you ever wondered why stores trip off of stealing shopping carts, because they cost about $400 a piece for these shopping carts. It's not like, oh, you're opening a new store, here's some shopping carts. No, they're $400 a piece, at least. And we had like, not the huge ones you see at like Walmart or Safeway or some of the big wide ones. These are just the regular little red ones. $400 a piece. So it was common knowledge that if you were out and about and you saw somebody with a shopping cart or you saw a shopping cart sitting there, you bring it back. So one time I was out collecting shopping carts and I look over and there's this homeless dude. And he had one of them like big old rucksack, big old packs that stick up like this far above his head, right? And he was walking, he was all hunched over and he took that shit off. Oh, and he put it in one of our shopping carts and he was like, whoo! He starts rubbing his shoulders like, damn, that shit was heavy. And I heard it hit the cart. It was like boom in the cart. I don't know what the fuck he had in there. I don't know if he just robbed a cinder block store or what, but that pack was heavy. And as soon as he put it in the cart, I walked over and I said, hey man, I'm gonna need that cart back. And he grabbed that motherfucker and put it back on his shoulders and kept on humping. Sorry, dog. You ain't about to put your shit in there and steal one of our shopping carts. Jericho, you're a dick. I don't give a fuck. Why are you stealing the shopping cart? That shit was funny as hell. He said, I don't think he even had his second arm out of the loop. He was like, fuck, he put that shit back on. That shit was hella funny. You know how many bad experiences I've had with homeless people? Being assholes, being under the influence and violent? Fuck that shit. You feel sorry for him if you want to. That shit was hilarious. He was like, oh, shit. Thank you. I said, no, put that thing right back on, sir. Put that thing right back on. Fuck that. You talk to your homeboys. They got you got a bad reputation because of them. I don't give a damn. Oh, man, that was so funny. I saw him, too. I wasn't going to let him take the cart, though. It's a no-go. Oh, man, that was so funny. Anyways, nope. Throw it right back on, player. But it's not their fault. It's not your fault, Chicagoans. It's the pandemic. She was like, oh, we've seen these numbers rise because of the pandemic. And the pandemic with the pandemic. See, because of the pandemic. No, Chicago was violent as shit before the pandemic. This is just a new thing for you to blame it on. We will relieve you of your personal responsibility. Chicago, leave your personal responsibility at the door, at the city limit, because you don't need it in here. We got you. We got excuses for all your problems. So remember that, Chicagoans. Next time you stub your toe, oh, son of a bitch, pandemic. Next time you burn your toast, fuck, pandemic. Next time you, man, where are my keys? Pandemic. Give me my keys back. Your marriage falls apart. Pandemic. You lost your homework. Pandemic. You didn't get the job you wanted. Pandemic. You ask a girl out, she says no. Pandemic. You missed the green light. Pandemic. You got somewhere and you didn't get there before they closed. Pandemic. Your bank account doesn't have the balance that you want in it. Pandemic. You don't want to pay your bill. Hey, cell phone company. Pandemic. Psych, people don't hang up phones like that anymore. They've missed out. I feel sorry for kids who only know boop. That's it. You guys got robbed. You know how good it felt to slam a phone? Yeah, fuck you. Boom. Now, kiss my ass. Boop. Man, you guys got screwed, young people. That's right, Shinobi. Fall off your bike. Pandemic. You can't get through a sentence, even though the whole speech is in giant jitterbug letters. Remember them old phones, jitterbug for the old people, where the numbers were this big? You got the whole speech in front of you on a teleprompter in big ass letters and you can't read it? Pandemic. You come to a stop, you want to talk to the reporters, but you lose your balance and you fall over and you land on the ground with your legs up like you're about to give birth? Pandemic. It's not your fault, people. It's the pandemic. They really said that. Like Chicago wasn't blasting people left and right before the pandemic. Ain't that some shit? 416 homicides, and that's only as of right now. I think Chicago's ahead of California by 2-3 hours. It could be higher. You know damn good and well by the weekend it's going to be. I bet you by the weekend, by close of business on Sunday, there will be at least 4 or 5 more homicides. That's not the kind of 420 you want to have, man. 420 is supposed to be about weed, man, not 420 dead bodies in less than a year, man. Damn, Chicago. Damn. Shit. 416 homicides in August. Shit. Zib 187 says Detroit needs to pump up their numbers if they want to catch up to Chicago. Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't. I hope they don't. Don't model yourself after Chicago, major American cities, please, even though most of you already suck shit. Man, that's some crazy shit. Anywho, so yeah, anything that goes wrong in your life, Chicagoans, you know who to blame it on. Definitely not yourself. Don't you dare blame it on yourself. So Biden is pervertus. You know how he do. You know how Biden do. So yesterday he signed the Inflation Reduction Act. How can you call it that when that's not what it's going to do? But he signed it. But when he signed it, because you know he can't do a public appearance without fucking it up somehow, right? You know it's impossible for him to do anything right. So he's sitting down, surrounded by a bunch of ding-dongs. I don't even know who they are. I didn't look at their faces. Who cares? Hopefully they'll be out of a job too, just like Liz. Maybe Liz can get a job with Lizzo. Lizzo and Liz. That sounds like a reality show, right? Lizzo and Liz. So he's surrounded by people, and he's signing this thing. But where it gets weird is after he signs it, he hands the pen to somebody. And the guy he hands the pen to, he's not even looking. He's like looking over here, and he's like, oh, well, I guess I'll take the pen. Like, am I part of your staff? Am I one of your lackeys? But he held it there until this particular guy grabbed the pen. The shit was weird. So the guy finally takes the pen, but before he hands it to him, right after he signs it, Where am I? This isn't my log cabin. This isn't one of my 2 homes that I have in Delaware. He just looked confused. Like when he put his head down to sign it, there was different shit. And when he brought his head up from signing it, it had changed. He had that weird, lost, confused, senile look on his face that you see from extremely old people in convalescent homes. Except he wasn't in a convalescent home. He was in the Rose Garden signing something to fuck us over. You know what else is in the Inflation Reduction Act? 87,000 IRS agents who are armed to the fucking teeth. Now, I was thinking yesterday, I'm hoping that I'm right, but if a president comes in, he can basically undo that, right? Can he cancel that hiring of 87,000 IRS agents? Can he do that? Or if they're already hired by the time he gets there, can he fire them? I'm hoping so. Because again, there aren't enough corporations to justify that many new employees. Let's say there's 100 billionaire corporations in America, and that might be too much. You need to hire 87,000 people to monitor them? No. What would the number have to be for you to hire an army of 87,000 people? Maybe 325 million? Maybe us? And when he signed it, here's the sick part. Here's the sick part. When he signed it, all of these people start clapping, cheering, whistling, standing O. Why would you be happy about something that is going to fuck us over? You can forget that. Not going to raise taxes on anybody that makes less than $400,000. That was just some cool shit to say. That was just some shit he thought he was supposed to say to get elected or to be placed there. I don't fucking mean that. You damn right they're going after people because the people who make $400,000 a year or more aren't enough. That's not a big enough group to give them the kind of money that they need. They have to go after us. It's always about us. Anytime they need some money to do some fucked up shit, who do they go to? Us. Because we're the biggest group. The middle class. They want to squeeze us until they get rid of us. They want the ultra rich and wealthy and their peasants. They're paupers, princes and paupers. That's how they want it. No one in between. Because anyone in between is hard to be controlled. If you're living in abject poverty and squalor, you're going to have to go to somebody to help you out because you don't have the means. You don't have the money and the guns to do the shit yourself. The middle class does. That's why they must do away with us. If the federal government is an ass, we are its hemorrhoids. We are the painful hemorrhoids that don't allow them to sit down. They must get rid of us. Period. But they're fellow Americans and they wouldn't do that. And the Constitution is an inconvenience. It is a hurdle to them. Not a set of guidelines. It's a hurdle. It's a problem. It's a hindrance. They give a shit about us. Why would they be hiring 87,000 people to come after us? You think they're going to turn those 87,000 agents on themselves? You know what? We've been doing bad for a long time. We need to be checked. We need to be wrangled back in. IRS, come get us. Never. They're sending them after us. And I wish they would hurry up and stop with the bullshit. Take the IRS jackets off and put on those brown shirts in your arm patch. Don't fucking bullshit me. Don't lie to me. Show me what you really are. That's how I respect a mullet wearing, pickup, dually truck driving, tobacco chewing, not my sister, boy. I respect that kind of racist more than a mealy mouth. Hey, it's all about equality and diversity. As they flick their forked tongue at you. I respect that racist. I respect the racist that they tell us our country is full of more than them. Because at least I know what he's about. I know what I'm dealing with from the jump. You don't like me because of the way I look, and I don't like you. I can respect that. But I don't respect these little slithering, slimy, salacious motherfuckers. I don't respect them. You're supposed to be having my back, and you're trying to stick a knife in it. They sat there, they clapped. Woo! Now, to be honest, I don't know if they were clapping for what he was signing or the fact that he was able to sign it. They were probably clapping for the fact that Nurse Jill didn't have to come behind him and act like Patrick Swayze and hold his hand so he could sign his fucking name. Maybe that's what they were cheering about. But more than likely, they were cheering about another piece of the pie, another bite they can take out of ours. When you were a kid, remember your mom would lick your ice cream cone? I used to hate that shit. Don't we both have ice cream cones? Why are you licking mine, Mom? They just came and took a big ass. It's a hot summer day. You got a triple scoop, and you got to lick that shit before it melts and run down your arm. And here comes the federal government. Oh, Scooby-Doo on your shit. Fucking bastards. They were clapping. Woohoo! Inflation Reduction Act, they ain't going to reduce shit. If that's the case, why is climate change and healthcare in there? Talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. The fuck? Each bill should be on a piece of paper. One bill per signing. That's it. Not call it one thing and then put 48 other things in it. You can't tell me you're going to make something and you put different ingredients in it, because that's not how it's going to turn out. No, we're making chocolate chip cookies. Then why are there fucking hot dogs and cat food in it? That's not a chocolate chip cookie. Ted Halpin, thank you very much for the Hamilton, sir. Speaking of cat food, when I was like 15, I think, and of course you guys wouldn't do this because you're upstanding citizens and you waited until you were 21 years of age to consume an alcoholic beverage. I know you're like that, but I wasn't. I was a shithead. When I was 15, went over to my friend's house, and you know, what a 15-year-old boy is going to do? They're going to try to find alcohol. So his sister was older than us, so she bought us some alcohol. She bought us Mickey's. Now, if a good quality beer took a shit, that's what Mickey's is, malt liquor. And they used to have the Mickey's 22-ounce bottles for 97 cents at Safeway. We were 15, not 21, right? So that's where his sister came in, and I think she got us like 2 or 3 apiece. And we pounded that shit, and I got hungry. And one rule in his house, his dad would always say, the kitchen's closed at 9. You don't eat shit after 9 o'clock. If you didn't get it by then, you ain't going to get it till the morning. You ain't going to get it till sunrise. So we're all drunk and shit, and I'm hungry. I'm so laying there on his, I think it was his sister's floor in her room, and she had a big old bag of Friskies cat food. So if it's good enough for the cat, it's good enough for me, right? That's what my drunk brain told me. That's what my brain told me as it was floating in Mickey's. And so one time somebody told me mix Mickey's with orange juice. That sounds fucking disgusting. That sounds like it's coming back up. But I reached in that bag. I must have had 5 or 6 handfuls of dried Friskies cat food. And I was fine. I didn't have no problems or nothing. Swamp Fox 1732, 40 gold, 40 old gold for $1.99. Yeah, man, that shit was cheap as hell. 97 cents for a 22 ounce? That is criminal. Oh man, we got so fucked up. We got so fucked up that night. Oh man, I gotta tell you guys a story about my 16th birthday one time. I was just out of control. And then the time that I got drunk in Sicily, that was fucking out of control. The time I got drunk in Spain, that shit was out of control. The time I got drunk in New Jersey, that shit. There are a lot of out of control situations. I don't drink now, and I don't have some fucked up story or incident that happened to me where like I swore off alcohol. To be honest, I don't drink because I don't like the way it tastes. It tastes like shit. That's why I'll drink Angry Orchard apple cider. I don't give a shit what you say. I am secure in my masculinity. I drink cider because it tastes good. Them hoppy beers, them IPAs, and the Hefeweizen, you can keep that shit. That tastes horrible. That tastes gross. Hard liquor, gross. I'm cool with that shit. I got to tell you the story about the time I had the reason I don't drink Southern Comfort anymore. Woo. I can't even say Southern Comfort. That shit. I ended up throwing up in my hat. Nah, man. Hey, Stephen R says JG drinks wine coolers. If it tastes good, if it's some Bartles and James, I'm just kidding. I don't drink that. Like, I won't drink Smirnoff Ice and like that. I won't drink Truly or fucking White Claw. Those are girl drinks. But, you know, good cider. I'm down. Like Strongbow. That's some good shit. That's strong. Ice cold Heineken Light. I'm down for that. An ice cold Blue Moon with a slice of orange. I'm down for that. But you notice the common thread is ice cold. It has to be ice cold. And in a year, oh, thanks, RA says, love the party hat, Uncle Jay. Yeah, it's because we're celebrating 400 plus homicides in Chicago in less than a year. That's something to celebrate, right? But in a year, no bullshit. In a calendar year, January 1st to December 31st, I will probably drink a 6-pack worth of beer. I'll buy a 6-pack like on 4th of July when I'm barbecuing, but I only drink like 2. And then it'll stay in my fridge for a year. I had a bottle of vodka in my freezer for 5 years. Oh, Andrew Justice, Southern Comfort, sweet liquor, bad hangover, easy to get sick. I did all that shit. I laid on the floor from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Laid on the floor with a Tupperware container next to me to throw up in. If I raised my head this much, I opened my eyes, my head sounded like a rave. Oh my goodness. Woo! Katie Marie, email me, JerichoGreen2018 at gmail.com. Yeah, Swamp Fox 1732, waterbed drunk. Oh my goodness. Fuck. I was coming back home. My roommate had to come pick me up. And we're on, I guess in Buffalo, New York, they have things called skyways. They're like these raised freeway sections, but there's no shoulder to pull over. It's just walls right here. So I couldn't, and if I put my head out the window and yacked, I couldn't yak all over their damn new Camaro. That wouldn't be good. So I had a hat on. I took the hat off and said, and just fucking held it like this till we got home so I could dump it out and throw it away. Like I was dumping out oatmeal. Oh, man, it was all bad. Woo, fuck. It was bad. So, yeah, I don't drink anymore. Not because it's fucking nasty. Tastes like shit. You can live on it, but it tastes like shit. Who said that, people? What movie is that from? Mouse C says Wild Turkey 101, delicious. I doubt that. You go right ahead. Oh, yeah, JG, remember Mad Dog 2020? Yeah, man, I had a rough night with that, too. It's a pretty red on your white T-shirt. I'll leave it at that. But, yeah, man, and then especially I was in the Navy with my buddies, so I'm surrounded by, exactly, Mouse C, Scary Harry Flanagan. I was surrounded by other 18, 19, 20-year-olds. So you're not going to make solid decisions surrounded by your boys, all right? That's a guarantee. I guarantee it. So they buy around. I buy around. He buys around. He buys around. Oh, my goodness, people. That bus ride back to the ship in Sicily was tough. I was shit-faced. To this day, that night I had Puerto Rico is only just little snippets. Still can't put the entire night together. Oh, John Connor, Goldschlager. Oh, Goldschlager shots with the little flakes of gold in it. Ugh, tasted like fucking cinnamon gum. Ah, Goldschlager. No. No. Oh, my goodness. No, sir. Tanqueray, that's another one. Ugh. Tanqueray was a part of a night that I cannot tell you guys about. I can't tell you. There's certain family members who watch my videos. I cannot tell you about that night. But just know that Tangeray had a hand in it. Goldschlager. No, you didn't. Oh, no. No, man. No. No, thank you, sir. I think they should come out. I'm sure they can. These big corporations, big pharma and all this shit. They need to come out with a pill that gives you the same feeling as a hangover. And then they won't have to waterboard people anymore. You want somebody to tell you what you need to know? You threaten them with a hangover. And if they've had one, they will spill the fucking beans. King B. Falcon, don't you dare say that word. He said Cisco. Oh, Cisco is Mad Dog 2020's bastard cousin. Holy shit. All that shit. Cisco, Mad Dog, Mickey's, OE, King Cobra, St. Ides. You guys remember St. Ides? That's late 90s shit right there. That came out when I was in high school. St. Ides? Alizé? Ugh. Or St. Ives. Is it Ives or Ides? I think it's St. Ides, right? I don't know. Saint some shit. Saint Gross. And the Bacardi 151. Don't you ever come near me again. Bacardi 151. Stay away from me. Man, you ever heard of these little shots called duck farts? Kahlua, Bailey's, and Crown Royal. That's a deceptive drink. These taste good. Smiles, let's see. Smiles and the Twisted MD. All these old ass drinks. That's the point. We're going down memory lane. Damn it. Yeah, duck fart. Kahlua, Bailey's, and Crown Royal. Little shot. Harmless, right? Tastes delicious. Yeah, till that Crown Royal taps you on the shoulder. Hey. Ooh. Schlitz malt liquor. Oh, man, isn't that the one with the bull? I remember growing up in Seaside. It was hood back in the day when I grew up there, or when I lived there. I'd always walk by and see empty Schlitz bottles. You could smell it. You could smell the fucking rotten malt liquor in there. Shave, champagne and ripple. Oh, man. Oh, was it Hams? Wasn't that the beer with the two bears in it, like the father-son bear? Butter says, I pissed the bed on 151. Yeah, 151 will do that shit to you. I pissed in somebody's boots off of 151. Oh, my God. Oh, Charles Turner Jr., Fireball is the worst. I know some people who love Fireball. No, Heidi Booth, it's St. Ides. Yeah, man, we're going to settle this shit right now. I got people in here saying Ives with a V, Ides with a D. We're going to figure this shit out right now. St. Ides with a D. Case closed. They even had the little drinks, the little mixed drinks and shit. Or maybe that was the Ives. Let's see. It looks like St. Ives is a renewing moisturizer, collagen, elastin. So I don't think that's the St. Ives we were looking for. And I remember when I lived in Buffalo, they had this local beer called Genesee. Tennessee, but with a G instead of a T. Genesee. I knew a couple people at the shop used to drink that bullshit. Ugh. Adam Smith, Jaeger bombs. I never had one, but I've seen it done. No, thank you. Oh, God. Yeah, no thank you on all those drinks anymore. I will never touch any of those drinks again. Man, you make horrible decisions when you're young. How the hell did we even get a hold of all that alcohol? How did my friends get a keg in high school? I don't know. Oh, DJ John T, you're from Sweden, yeah? What's like a popular drink that the youth drank back in the day when you were young? Oh, Motor Love 1968. Thunderbird wine. Yeah. That's another one. That's another one. Wolf Fang says Navy taught me how to drink. Taught me too. Oh shit, we used to get fucked up. We used to get fucked up. And Kai Johnson, if you're in here, what's like a popular drink that the youth used to drink back in the day when you were just a little guy? Doreen, don't you do that. She said anything in Dad's liquor cabinet. Don't you take that man's liquor like that. Did you ever refill the bottles? Were you worried about him noticing the levels being off? I remember doing that shit with my friends. You had to put something back in that bottle to bring the levels up. Oh, J. Pep, Lowenbrow. Lowenbrow had like the what was that, like a lion, some kind of like old like creature on there. Doreen says, "Yep, with water. Yeah, you had to do something because if they found those levels down, that was about to be your ass. It's your ass, Mr. Postman." Yeah, that would have been all bad. Four Loko. See, you're younger. Four Loko didn't come out till pretty recently, but I knew some young cats who drink that shit. Lowenbrow. I remember when I worked for Budweiser, always bums would always buy Natty Ice, Natural Ice, or Bush, and the King Cobra. We were in Salinas one time delivering, and the cops come back and they see a cop walking up with a case of our beer. Like, what the fuck? And apparently some homeless dude grabbed a case off of a stack of beer we had out there and ran, and the cops caught his ass. DJ John T says a Cuba Libre is nice. Oh, I never heard of that. Is that what you young Swedish kids were drinking? You little crazy young Swedes. D. Heather Green says pure passion. You still talking about alcohol? What are you talking about, lady? Just kidding. Yeah, Bud Ice. You want shit in a can? You want liquefied shit in a can? Anything with ice in the fucking title. That's what you're going to get. Cold Club beer. I never heard of that one, Motor Love. 1968. Country Club. That sounds like something that came in a paper bag. Yeah, there's a liquor store in Seaside in this town I used to live in and work in, and it was called Ord Terrace because it was on was that the name of the street? Anyway, it's called Ord Terrace Liquors. And it had a big green thing around the outside, and that was the spot. I remember stopping there prom night, getting some drink. Wild Bill 31, Jamaican rum kicked my ass. Bacardi kicked my ass too. I remember we went to this bar in Old San Juan, Puerto Rico, and they had barrels of Bacardi. Not no bottles, because that's where they make it. Not no bottles of Bacardi. They had barrels with a fucking spigot on it of Bacardi. All kinds of different flavors you ain't never heard of in the States. They had the whole damn bar lined with these barrels of Bacardi. And of course, I sampled way too much. Man, we ended up on the beach. It was a fucking shit show, man. Oh, Charles Turner Jr., my worst memories at 17 and 18 are Steel Reserve. Steel Reserve, the 211. Oh, shit, man. Oh, my goodness. That shit was horrible. Rich H says, I live near Pittsburgh, so a keg of Iron City was only $35. Man, you asking for kids to get fucked up. You are asking for drunk youth if you have a keg for $35. Scott Francis, Okinawa, 1989, club called TH. Damn, you only remember 2 letters from it? I know you got fucked up. Scott. I'm just kidding. It's probably what it's called. Tight Lions, Old Crow Whiskey. Oh, man. I remember that night of my 16th birthday. It wasn't my actual birthday, but it was at the party. And my friends, not me, they went to a store and like stole a bunch of liquor. Man, they had Bombay gin, they had Hennessy, they had whiskey, they had all these fucking just no, like nothing matched. It was all this mismatched liquor that they brought. And we got fucked up. Fucked up. Ooh, rum and coke, DJ John T. I remember I had a rum and coke in Barcelona, Spain, and that dude said, with the rum, with the Bacardi, bleep, 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 bleep. I was like, man, I said and coke. He stopped with maybe like a half inch at the top. And he just went, little splash of coke. That drink was strong as shit. I drank every bit. D. Heather Green says Zima. You can say that, D. Heather Green, because you're a lady. But no dude better put Zima. It's a no-go. And that was a quick little thing in the 90s. Zima ain't even around anymore. Oh, man. Just lit up from the tit up. Hammered. Red Dog. Yeah, it's another one. Man. What the hell's elephant beer? Pamela Rodden? What's elephant beer? sounds like a drink you don't want. What's that? Elephant Michelob? Michelob was a little too classy for me. Shiner Bock. Apple pie moonshine. Oh, man. Made by your dad, Robin Spielman. Yeah, that's probably delicious. So homemade shit by your pops, yeah. That probably sounded good until you had one too many. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I have another live stream to get to, like I told you before, with my man Shant and Gabe over on Gabe's channel. It's Gabe El-Tayeb. Gabe, you know how to spell that, E-L-T-A-E-B. We're going to be over there talking about Out for Justice, Steven Seagal classic with that banging ass ponytail. And tomorrow, you know, some more dumb shit's coming down the pipe. We're going to have plenty to talk about, so please be right here, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you to everybody in the comment section for your comments, your questions, your donations, just being here. Thank you. All right. Now say it with me, damn it. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize a Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.